Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me?
Not a game, not a game, not a game. We talking about practice.
We thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
Decide a different league, I'm coming. I'm flat out coming.
It's my quarterback. And if you guys do that, man, it's unfair.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to another edition of the Sports Report Podcast. I'm your host, Mr. William B. Morgan. We got a calf the thousand said for you tonight. Got a lot that we got going on, including one of the most famous rants. You saw a little bit of it this morning on Coffee and Sports. We're going to get to him in a minute. But let me go ahead and bring everybody in. First, she is my future baby's mother, who will be named. You know what? I ain't going to go with the name. I'm just going to bring in Erica. What's going on? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? You say I stay out of trouble there. You saw how I stay out of trouble. I ain't gonna,
I see. You're learning. You're understanding now. Like this is a group effort here. Okay, we have to choose together, not just you naming whatever you want.
Then whatever I want.
And a damn sure ain't naming our kid.
Oh snap!
Hell no.
All right. Next up, let me bring in my co-host and my brother from another mother, the man who delivered the greatest rant ever. My man, Seven. What's up? How you doing tonight, bro?
Let's just go. Come on.
All right. Next up, real quick, he is my cohort for not only tonight, but also on Saturday nights on the Geek Gauntlet podcast. My man, Ando. Ando, what's up? How you doing tonight, brother?
Well, I was doing fine until Erica just completely threw me under the damn bus. Why can't I name kids? Why can't I name kids, Erica?
Oh my God!
Because HR said you're not allowed to.
True story.
I did not get that memo, sir. You got to put me as a CC on the memo for it to take effect, man.
On the memo.
It's easier to talk shit behind your back if you're not looped in. That's kind of
look.
the
I know I got a fat back and all, and it takes time for you guys to be able to say it to my face. But shit, man.
All right.
No, I'm doing really well. I'm doing really well. We got anybody else to bring in, or can Seven get into his rant that almost
I got somebody else.
Coffee and Sports this morning?
I got someone else I got to bring in. I got to bring my man in, the original player versus team. My man John. John, what's up? How you doing tonight, brother?
Let Ando name them damn kids.
Thank you, John.
Oh my God, John, shut up.
Oh my goodness. All right, you guys.
I can always count on John to have my back. Thank you, sir.
All right, you guys. We're gonna put the focus on Seven. He has a rant. If you missed Coffee and Sports this morning, you missed it. Let's go ahead and get into it right now.
Hold on. Yeah, we need the parental advisory.
Yes, I'm gonna put it up. I'm gonna see if I can find it right now. I got it. There you go.
And
I got it right there.
Seven as the big screen. Like
I am.
Seven has to be the primary screen.
I am. All right, here we go. Y'all ready? I'm gonna remove everybody but him. I'm gonna solo him.
Okay, so for those of you that are tuning in, if you've never seen this show, I'm Seven. I'm the baseball analyst here at Sports Report Podcast, and one of the baseball guys for Wire to Wire Sports as a whole. Now, if you've never seen this show, when I get into my rants, I tend to be a little vulgar. So in advance, I want to apologize for that if I say anything that offends anybody. I am honestly going to try and not be vulgar about this because I understand that we want to be able to use some of this for reels and social media content, and I want to be respectful for that. That being said, okay, I feel better now. So here's the thing. Yesterday it was announced after the Red Sox swept the Yankees in Fenway. That's fucking great, right? Can't be mad about that unless you're a Yankees fan. Who gives a fuck what they think? It gets announced within 5 hours. I hadn't even had time to come down from the high of sweeping the Yankees. And now we're having won 5 of 6 of the games against the Yankees this season. A great start for me as a Red Sox fan. My phone starts blowing up because I put my phone down to cook and enjoy Father's Day like a dumbass. And I find out Rafi Devers has been traded to the San Francisco Giants for Kyle Harrison, Jordan Tucker. There's a prospect, James or Joe Tibbs III, something like that. He's number 4 ranked prospect in their system, and a pitching prospect. My first emotion was legitimate shock because I know I've said on this show a couple of times this year that I thought it was the best interest of the Red Sox to trade Rafael Devers because of all of the issues that we've had, the locker room stuff, we're disagreeing with the owners and being at odds with the front office. I felt like it was a necessary move. Truth be told, I was not a big fan of the deal that Rafael Devers with the Boston Red Sox. One thing that people may not really be aware of, unless you're a super hardcore baseball fan, and probably even then, may not know, Rafael Devers led the league in errors, not just in his position, in errors as a fielder, 7 of the last 8 years. 7 of the last 8 years. Boston still signed him to a $300 million deal after the 23 season. This offseason, the Boston Red Sox had the chance to sign Alex Bregman, one of the best third basemen in baseball. And yes, thank you, Chompin. Thank you, Chompin the Bit. I did forget to mention that the Giants are taking on the entirety of Rafael Devers' contract in this trade. The Red Sox have a chance to get Bregman. Now, I had postulated before that the Red Sox didn't communicate with Rafael Devers about the fact that he was going to lose his spot at third base. Understanding he had led the league in errors 7 of the last 8 years, it's not hard to figure out why. I did find out in the press conference today that was held by, I'm sorry, it wasn't a press conference, it was a Zoom call because Sam Kennedy and Craig Breslow are too chicken shit to do a real press conference. It was actually stated that they did have conversations with Rafael Devers about the fact that this was coming. They did make him aware that it was a possibility. He chose to take the position that third was his position. He's progressed. Bregman got signed. Rafael Devers dug his feet in. Then there was the comments that were made at spring training, both that he's not changing positions, and then at the end of the spring training, once they had told him you don't have a choice, he said that he would do whatever it took to help the team. Then when Tristan Casas went down, he refused to take reps at first base. We've also found out that he also refused to do any charity work. He refused to participate in some of the other team activities. He got mad because Christian Campbell offered to take reps at first base. He got mad because Marcelo Mayer, Romy Gonzalez, Roman Anthony all got reps. And he got mad at all of these things. Rafael Devers got paid and then became a problem. But now let's talk about the other piece of this, because we have to talk about the trade compensation. And this is where I struggle. And I'll bring the other guys back in a second. As I said before, Rafael Devers, one of the best hitters, considered to be one of the best hitters in the game, even though he's only a 280 hitter. There are plenty of other hitters in the game that are hitting above that. Abraham Toro, unknown first baseman or infielder that the Red Sox have this year, is hitting 320 so far. His bat isn't as much of a loss, but he's a home run guy, which can be helpful. So I get some of the issue. But anyway, we look at the starting pitcher, Kyle Harrison. His rookie season, the Red Sox current pitching coach, Andrew Bailey, was still with the San Francisco Giants. He had a 4.15 ERA. That was a small sample size, though, because he only came up at the tail end. He only started, I believe it was 7 games. His only full season last year, 2024, He pitched in 27 games. He started all of them. Had a respectable 4.6 ERA. For a second-year starter, that's not bad. He's hovering around the same this year. Boston did option him to AAA. I think they're going to give him the chance to kind of work and fix a couple of things so that he can be more reliable and then bring him back up. Jordan Hicks. As I stated this morning, and I'll say it again, the dude has the accuracy of Helen Keller. He can throw 100 miles an hour. He has gas in his arm. The problem is you don't know where it's going when it leaves his hand. And that's the problem. The prospect, the higher rated prospect, Joe Tibbs, or James, again, Tibbs the third. I know that part is right. Number 4 ranked prospect in the San Francisco Giants system is an outfielder. Boston already has a lot of jam at outfield. They're already looking at considering trading either Willie Abreu or Jarren Duran to fill in other needs that they have at the deadline as they continue to claim to be buyers. We don't need him. He could be a great outfielder. We got Roman Anthony, we got Marcelo Mayer, we got Willie Abreu, we got Jarren Duran. We don't need him. Red Sox fans are talking about maybe the money that they save they can use to get Kyle Tucker from the Cubs. We don't need him. He's an outfielder. We need infielders. That's been the problem the whole time. Infielders. But the ultimate way that I look at this breakup is we bring everybody else in. Everybody else can throw their stuff in, and we're going to talk about the NBA Finals tonight. This is a toxic breakup. You remember how you were in high school and you had 2 friends that were dating, and then all of a sudden shit blows up. And you're sitting there as a spectator, and you start to look at it objectively because you care about both sides. And you realize that they're both wrong and that they're both being toxic. This is where, yes, Ando, that's a correct statement. This is where I have an issue. The Red Sox could have handled the situation better. The front office could have done a better job. They said it themselves in the press conference today. They could have done a better job. The trade comp was not great. They could have done a better job. Rafael Devers, shirking responsibilities as a star athlete of the team. Anybody that's ever played an organized sport, you have the things that you like to do, but ultimately your goal is to do what's best for the team. Everybody that's, all of these people that are in this room tonight, every single one of us, it's what's best for the team that matters. You put ego aside. You know, the movie Drumline, one band, one sound. I think it's a great quote. So applicable in life. And Rafael Devers lost the band for his own sound. He would not put his ego aside. Do I think he is a great hitter? Absolutely. Rafael Devers is the first hitter to have multi-30 home run seasons to put on a Giants uniform since Barry Bonds. That's an amazing statistic. And I genuinely hope he does well. I'm going to try and find the graphic here if I can. My buddy Evan sent it to me yesterday. But the spray chart for how Rafi Devers hits in San Francisco, the dude is probably going to see a nice little boost in his career as long as he gets his head out of his ass. And I hope that for him, because I do have friends that are Giants fans, and I don't want the Giants to be stuck in a situation where they're overpaying him just like we were. I don't want that. And it's bad for my friends. Now this weekend when we face the Giants, fuck the Giants, but otherwise, objectively, you don't want that. But Boston has 5 weeks to win back to calm the fans down. You got to keep winning games. I know last when I looked, Boston's up on the Seattle Mariners tonight 2-0. Logan Gilbert is pitching, so that's not a small feat. Fuck you, Ando. Just throwing that out there. But for me, well, you can go ahead and bring the other guys back in as I finish. For me, it comes down to 2 things. The organization was not communicating with the star player appropriately. That's a problem. But on the other side, Rafael Devers got paid and then he turned into an asshole. And that's why we're at where we're at. Everything else aside, Rafael Devers got paid and then he turned into an asshole.
Yes.
And the comparisons of the Luka Doncic trade with this, I disagree. And the reason that I disagree Luka was still willing to do what was necessary for the team. That's why this was so shocking. That's why it was so shocking.
It came out of nowhere.
It did. But with Rafael Devers, it wasn't hard to realize that this was happening when he was announced that he got traded. It was shocking that it actually happened. But the split between Devers and the front office has been there for a minute. Nobody's surprised by that part of this. Nobody. Yeah. And so there was more cause. Chopping, yes, I completely agree.
Yes.
I like 6-3. I mean, if we could just go on a 9-game streak right here, 9-game heater, that would be great. That would be great. That would put us in a 14-game heater. After that, we're right back where we need to be. And Craig Breslow has at least saved himself from being able to walk around Boston without getting attacked. Because right now, he's not safe. Like, because Boston sports fans are assholes.
Except for
I
you.
say that.
Except for you.
Oh, it's okay. We all know.
You're the only Boston fan I know that's not an asshole. Every Patriot fan I know, asshole. Almost every Red Sox fan I know, asshole.
No offense, Case.
Almost every Patriot fan, man, it's terrible. It's terrible, man. It's terrible. I mean, maybe it's
It's okay.
I don't know. Seven was kind of an asshole talking about the Mariners the way that he was. Fuck you, buddy.
I said he did. I said he did.
It's the thing. Chopping gets a pass.
He gets a pass too. He gets a pass too. He joined
Chopping
us
gets
tonight.
a pass.
You get a pass, sir. You get a pass. Kyle, what's up, man?
I mean, Steven's an asshole to me, and he's a Red
Mo,
Sox
what's
fan,
up, man?
so I guess I'm the exception. He's an asshole too.
That's just because I don't like you, Erica. That's all. Don't take it personal.
Damn.
What's up, Kyle?
What's up, Maurice? We got my man Mo.
Seven.
We got my man Mo in the house.
Did you like Devers as a player in Boston? Because everybody kind of has that love-hate line where they put players whether they love them or hate them. Was
That's a
he
good
polarizing for you towards like, oh my God, I can't believe we got rid of him, or thank God we got rid of him because I don't want to pay him for the shit that he's putting us through?
I wouldn't call him polarizing. I think that's one of the reasons why I wasn't as behind the deal. Because, like I said, he was a god-awful fielder.
Mm-hmm.
Awful. Okay? And then when you're bad at your job, you know you're bad at your job.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
You just wait
unless
for
you're a short guy having sex.
If you know you're bad, you just waiting on the other shoe to drop.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, if you're a short guy having sex, you know you're bad at it. Like, it's just you know. You know. Okay?
Seven, are you
can't tell me
experience about that, bud? And what is the short line? What is the line of being short? Because I want to make sure I don't fall on that.
I'm glad I'm 6'3".
Hey, to some chicks you're short. Like Angel Reese would be like, I don't know. No, but,
I wouldn't be banging Angel Reese. Angel Reese banging herself with all the me bounds she's got to get, man.
I don't know, man. She's kind of a baddie.
Yeah.
I mean, turn the lights off.
No, Ando, no.
No, look, she's loved in Chicago with all the brick houses she is building, and she is not helping the community.
How you going to rebound yourself?
God in that city with all the bricks that she's putting up and building houses.
How you going to rebound yourself, though, Ando?
Bro, I don't play basketball, so I'm not going to put myself in that position, bro.
I love the honesty,
$700,000 a year to miss fucking layups.
Angel Reese like that. Don't do Angel Reese. She just scored her first what was it? So her first triple double?
Yeah, it only took her 44 games to do it.
Don't do her like that. Shame
it
on
would
you,
take
Ando.
you more than 44 games to hit your first triple double.
Which is why I don't fucking play basketball.
Ando, you could pull a full Joanna Man and be in the WNBA. It would still take you at least a full season to get your first triple double.
Bro, I'm not even making a WNBA team. I know that. I'm not
Joanna Man was a great movie.
Bro, I'm sorry. Brandy Anderson? No, Brandy Anderson is not making a basketball team. That's like.
Did you just say Brandy?
Brandy was. I'm sorry,
Did you just say Brandy?
Randy Anderson. Yeah, you're damn right. I can't go by Andy Anderson. No way, dude. Kate Hudson already laid claim to that and How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. So I can't take Andy Anderson.
Oh, shit.
You just
All
showed
right,
your wife
y'all.
your stamina by referencing that.
Exactly.
Any white guy would say Kate Hudson is bangable in that movie.
No.
I don't know about that. I don't know
Kate
about that.
Hudson is still bangable. What are you talking
Don't do
about?
Erica.
I don't know about that. Not in that
Pass.
movie.
John, I got to get your opinion. Would you bang Kate Hudson? You have my back typically. Would you bang Kate
Man,
Hudson?
I had to see her face. I ain't seen it in a long time. So
All right, hold on. Let me get my phone.
I mean, in all reality, you don't need to see her face because if it's bad, you just put a brown bag over it. You can still fuck
Exactly.
it.
You New Orleans.
no, I still know what's under that bag.
You New Orleans.
And I don't do too well with putting bags over people's faces. I'm black.
You know, even if you New Orleans Saint ass, you still know what she look like.
It doesn't have to be a white bag. It can be a brown one, man. Why you gotta
I'm
take
just
it?
saying, man.
Make it a black bag. Everybody's happy, man. Come on.
I don't know about that
bag.
either.
Is it a black bag from the convenience store?
It's a bag.
Oh, now you're trying to suffocate her.
I've
Well, it
seen
has to be a
Django.
paper bag.
Mo said Kate Hudson can still sleep over. I ain't seen her in a minute, dog. So I don't know. It's been a couple weeks since I've seen her. She might have changed.
Her face is
She might have changed.
She might have changed. I don't know. She might have changed. But anyway, let's move.
This is the Disney Wiki fan page of Kate Hudson, y'all.
I know Kyle
She
wouldn't
looks
do it.
like a female Green Goblin.
I know Kyle wouldn't do it.
You just wish you was gobbling your balls, Evan.
Kyle wouldn't do it.
I think I just broke Kyle.
I know why Kyle wouldn't do it, though. I know why Kyle wouldn't do it, though. I ain't gonna say it publicly, but I know why Kyle wouldn't do it.
She had. I can't think of the movie. It was a movie she did with what is it? Dane
Green
Cook.
Goblin. Crazy.
I can't think of what it was called. Dane Cook. Was in, she had a little ass in that.
Hold on.
No, now are we looking at the face? We looking at the ass. That's different.
She not. That's not ugly.
I mean, she ain't butt ugly.
It's her
Yeah,
Dane
ugly,
Cook and
ugly.
Jason Biggs.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, that's it. That's the end though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck. Now I gotta look it up. Thanks, Kyle.
My best friend's girl. I think
There we
that's
go.
what it is.
That's the movie. That's the movie. That's the movie. Yeah.
Yeah, with Jason
Yeah.
Biggs. That was a decent. That was a decent.
No,
That was a decent movie.
That's
That
the
was
one
a
where
decent
Jason
movie.
Biggs looks at the girl while the baby's milking and goes, "I'll have what he's having."
Yeah, that's it.
That was
All
that
right,
was the
y'all.
one where he was the tank. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a good.
And Alec Baldwin was in it. Dude, that's
His
an
dad-
underrated movie, man.
That is an underrated movie.
Underrated.
All right, y'all. All right, y'all. We got Eric in the building. We gonna thunder up. Thunder up.
Only because
We got
Tyrese
my-
Halliburton is
We got we got the Thunder up 75-66 on the Pacers. There, she got a
Well,
towel. She did the John
full
Cena with the
caveat-
towel.
Full
She did the
caveat on
John
that,
Cena.
though.
She did the
is-
John Cena with the towel.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
You can't see me.
Thunder up.
Thunderstruck.
Thunder up, baby.
I'm waiting on them to blow this damn game. I am. I just feel like they finna freaking blow it.
Listen,
Look,
I really hope they don't. I hope they can pull it off.
The Pacers are playing terrible, but they hanging around with
They
these
hanging around.
this
You
9
don't let
points.
You don't like you don't like
9,
team like
11
Indiana around.
points, whatever. They hanging around.
Yep.
And they looking terrible.
You know the
Okay,
thing
so-
that's you know the thing that's shocking me right now in this whole series. Miles Turner's done practically nothing. That's the thing that's
And
sort of kinda
TJ
shocking me.
McConnell is. I like his game.
I like his game
DJ
too.
McConnell is like that wiry white boy that every basketball team needs. He may not put points
he's
on
leading
the
the
board.
Pacers for points right now. I think.
Good. Yeah, no, he may not score often enough to be your number 1, 2, or 3 scorer, but that dude puts effort that the stat sheet doesn't show.
Oh. Wait, no. Okay, I stand corrected. TJ McConnell's not leading the team in points. Miles and Siakam both. Miles Turner has 11. Siakam has 14. So, but
Yeah.
you only
TJ
have
has
3
11.
players in double digits, and you're in the third quarter.
Oh, baby.
But
Hold on.
But
Ooh.
you're only down by 8. So if you only have 3 people in double digits, and
Not
you're only
anymore.
now down by 6, yeah, that says a lot for your team.
I just think that I see that I made a prediction playing devil's advocate. This was going 7.
That's
John
what you
did.
said.
too.
Before.
OKC needs this win tonight. You
Pacers
don't want to
is
go.
set.
You don't want to go back. You don't want to go back to Indiana and try to tie this in Indy. You don't want that.
Nope.
You don't want.
You
that.
need to end this in Indiana. If you're down going into Indiana down 3-2, especially with the way Indiana has started this game and now they're coming back. You don't want to put yourself in that position.
Nope. Sure about that.
The OKC does not want this to go to Game 7. They do not. They need to win tonight. When they get back to Indy, they need to get it done.
They putting their starters back in. They're scared.
Oh, man.
You gotta just. I mean, but what is it? They only have like they have 3:09 left in the third. Right time to
so you're coming down to that pivotal fourth quarter, and
Indy just hit a 3 to make it 78-73.
Man, Erica, I got to hear from you. I know you concerned. I'm telling you, they finna come back.
I mean, we've already seen this happen once. So, I mean, we already know that it's a possibility that it's going to happen. And, I mean, that's the way that it's looking. So, I mean, OKC better get some juice or something. They
better thunder the fuck
up. Thunder up, baby. Thunder up.
Oh, they
listen,
classified it as a never mind.
I'm going to just leave it to y'all to say it. I don't even need to say it.
I said last week, I like the slogan. I did.
Yep.
This country is hell, but I love saying it.
Especially when Eric is.
I love saying it. It is country.
This is why one of our kids' names are going to be like Lainey or like Zoe or like some country ass name.
Jamaica.
Did you say Zoe?
Endo, you are not naming our child.
Jamaica Morgan. Come on, that's a perfect Reverend name.
Let me ask y'all a question, though.
Morgan's Reverend business. Jamaica Morgan.
Let me ask y'all a question, Joe, on the real. Let me ask y'all a question on the real. And I'll start with Kyle. If OKC loses this series, how do y'all look at SGA? If Oklahoma City loses this series, how do you look at SGA? Kyle?
All right, let me give a disclaimer first. I ain't watch one fucking game. I don't give a fuck who wins.
He hates the Pacers that much.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about Indiana. I don't give a fuck.
What's up, man?
Hold on, I got to answer this
about guys. Oklahoma City.
Blake Monroe is a damn fine name for a damn fine woman, all right? Don't be hating on Blake Monroe. Go ahead, Kyle.
I will tell you like this. If they lose, they are clearly the most overrated team in the West for the past 2 years. They was the number one seed. They were the number one seed last year.
Yes, they lost.
Were the Thunder the number one seed last year?
Yep.
And they lost.
Never lost.
Number one seed this
Always
year.
lost.
Got a full roster.
Everybody healthy.
And still find a way to lose. Yeah, I don't want to hear
it. Sounds like the New York Knicks.
I don't want to hear any of that shit no more. I'm already
tired. The Knicks won't make the finals.
I'm already tired of R. Kelly. I mean SGA. He looks like R. Kelly. He dresses like him too.
It was the black guy that said that. For
crop
disclaimer
top
purposes, it was the black guy that said that.
I was gonna say, let's just make sure it was the black guy that said this. Okay,
clip that.
White people said it.
Clip that shit. Clip that shit.
Oh man,
SGA looks like R. Kelly sometimes.
Oh damn! It's like my man John said. This like my man John says. Draymond Green look like Magic Cart. There you go.
Yep. No, that's true though.
That's true. He do look like Magic Cart.
And again, another black guy said it, so white people can't get in trouble.
Hey,
if they lose. It's a bad look.
Hey,
there was a white woman that said ginger is a black
saltwater fish.
Ando, can I do the Geek Gauntlet inside joke that we did?
Yes, sir.
Can I do it?
Do it
real quick. We said Janae from Geek Gauntlet Podcast passed a video around saying that gingers are black people. I'm like, bro.
I saw that. That video too.
Really?
I'm a ginger. I'm a ginger. That means I'm
really. I'm like, bro. Get the hell out of here with that.
And that does not mean you can say the N-word.
Suddenly, I like women with big booties.
Well, if you didn't before, that's your own fault.
You ain't
dude,
exactly.
I'm all about the boobs until I became black, and now I like the butts.
You've been like that, even before you were being black. Even before you were deemed black, you like them dick though, Ando. Even before you were deemed black, sir.
Snickers.
Never mind. No, I almost just said, wow. Hold
no,
on.
say it, Seven. Don't be like that.
No.
We are not trying to get banned off FCC airwaves, sir.
And then Seven mutes himself.
We are not trying to get banned off FCC airwaves, sir. But anyway, right now it's 83-76. We got about a minute to go left in the third. Look, if Indiana win this series, it changes the way you look at basketball, doesn't it? I mean, because now you go from
Case the damn thought of it.
But think about it though, because now you go from a big three. Now you're going from a big three mentality to more of a one
team basketball
and playing team basketball. It changes if Indiana wins.
But there's an argument that could be made that some people don't think Halliburton is that guy, so it would be all team basketball. I disagree. I think Halliburton is the superstar on that team, but there are people out there who still don't think Halliburton can be that Jordan, that Kobe type of player. First off, I think this series, if they somehow pull it off, I think he shows that he can. If Indy wins, I'm moving from Chicago. All right. We didn't want you in Chicago anyway.
So, but here's the thing. I have a hard time. I have a hard time with the whole it's not, it's more team basketball with the Pacers, because we can all pretend that it's just Tyrese Halliburton, but Pascal Siakam's had a lot of attention up to this point.
And he brings that
he does. And so Pascal Siakam was the Eastern Conference Finals MVP. Pascal Siakam has been a huge impact to the Pacers' success in this postseason. So but also because of the fact that India is such a small team, I think that regardless of the events, I don't think it has as much of a change on the impact of basketball's mentality as a whole, because these are still both small market teams.
But I just think if Indiana wins, it changes the way teams get constructed from now on.
No, because it could be an anomaly, man. I don't see that.
That's true too. It could be a one-time thing.
If they win next year, it's still going to be the same talk. They're not going to get no respect. They're still going to have Boston as the best team in the East, Boston and Cleveland. They're going to have Boston and Cleveland the best team in the East.
But Boston won't be the same next year because you're going to have Tatum coming off of surgery. So he's not going to play maybe 20, 25% of the season next year, if that much.
He won't play next year.
Yeah, and then Orlando just made the trade for Desmond Bane. So you can make the argument. Yeah, you can make the argument that Orlando is now pushing to make to make it into the top 3, top 2. I think Indiana, to an extent OKC, but I think OKC with Chet Holmgren and Shea, you can argue that they have definitely one superstar. I would argue 2. You still have to have that go-to superstar. You can't do it as a team mentality, which is why I said I think Halliburton is the star that makes that offense run the way it needs to.
I can't even give him that because the way he played all year. One, he plays inconsistent. To me, he's the inconsistent Jason Tatum. That's what
Agreed, Mo.
That version of Jason Tatum. He's inconsistent. I don't care about the big shots at the end of the game. He averages like 17. He averages
17 big shots a game?
No, he averages like 17 points. He doesn't average 25.
Yeah.
So he's like the inconsistent version of Jason Tatum. That's what he is.
Who's also inconsistent.
He's a star. He's not a superstar.
Okay.
And
he's a star. I mean, he definitely hit some big shots in the playoffs. But
wait, hold on. Who are you saying was averaging 17, Kyle?
Isn't he averaging like 17 or something like that?
Halliburton.
SGA? Oh, Halliburton.
Halliburton.
Oh, I thought you were saying SGA was only averaging 17. Like,
no, he's averaging probably a little over 30.
Yeah, 32. That's why I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, Halliburton probably averaging like 20.
Here's a question.
Ricky's not their head coach. It's Mark something. Mark Gallinue.
Oh, still don't know
head
his
coach
name.
of OKC.
Yeah, I can't even pronounce it, so good try there.
I don't even know where he came
I just
from.
call him Coach Mark. That's how I address him.
Yeah.
Even if OKC doesn't win it, he's still a hell of a coach. The dude's young as hell, so he's going to have a coaching position I would say probably the next 20 years, provided that he doesn't completely blow himself up. But
the team itself is still young.
Yep.
Average age is like
That's-
25.
I don't.
Go ahead,
Oh,
Seth.
no. Well, but what he's talking about Rick Carlisle for the Pacers. If OKC, yeah,
Rick Carlisle's still a top head coach. To get Indiana to
I
this
would say
point,
top.
proves
I
that.
would say top 5. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would put him in the top 3. He's better than Doc
I-
Rivers for sure.
Yeah.
And that's all that matters.
that's a short. That's not even a fair comparison though. But
Oh man.
I could be a better coach than Doc Rivers.
You better than Doc
Oh.
Rivers. Shit.
And I don't even coach
but-
basketball.
no,
You don't even coach, and you still better than Doc Rivers.
but hold on.
Still be
What-
better than Tom
Rick Car-
Thibodeau. I
wasn't
wouldn't play people in the fourth quarter.
We're gonna talk about Tom Thibodeau too.
Hairpiece.
Didn't Rick Carlisle win Coach of the
Don't
Year last
forget.
year?
Don't forget, he won in Dallas too.
Yeah.
I could give him 3. I mean, I don't know that I'd put him
Yeah,
at 1 or
3
2.
So
From
the
3.
issue that I have with Rick Carlisle is he hasn't gotten the I don't think he gets enough of the credit for bringing Detroit the way that they were. Rick Carlisle was the head coach of Detroit up until 2003.
You all right?
Yeah, I just got a tickle in the back of my throat. He was the head coach of the Pistons
Whoa.
the year that they had that big malice at the Palace because Larry Bird was still the head coach of Indiana. So Carlisle got fired after the Pistons didn't make it to the NBA Finals in 2003, which opened the door for Larry Brown. Larry Brown then took the Pistons to the NBA championship and won
Yes.
it against the Lakers.
Yes.
So to be fair, Carlisle should have gotten some credit for orchestrating and bringing that Pistons team together. Of course, he's not going to. Then, of course, he gets the credit for winning the Dallas championship. I don't know if it was necessarily a coaching strategy that helped him get that championship with the Mavericks in 2011. I wholeheartedly believe that it was Dirk's ability to not want to lose that helped the Mavericks win that NBA championship. I don't know if it was coaching.
It was Dirk.
Dude, Dirk was on a whole nother level in that
Unstoppable.
series, man. Like that entire play. What you beat?
That
you
whole
beat the
finals
Blazers?
run. That's
Yep,
that's
that
the
whole
toughest
finals
finals
run,
run
that
you'll
was-
probably ever
They
see.
beat.
You could.
They
I would
beat-
take. That's a good point, Ando. And let me ask this question to piggyback off what you just brought up. Would you take Dirk's 1 ring or KD's 2?
Dirk.
Oh, I would take Dirk's
Give
one.
me Dirk.
Dirk's
Give me
one.
Dirk one.
First off,
He
Dirk was
beat
the headline
Kobe.
of that team,
Mm-hmm.
and I think
And
it's-
Braun.
Yep,
And Wade. And Bosh.
Yep.
Yep.
Not to mention Kobe because they beat the Lakers in the Western
They did,
Conference
yep.
Finals.
Yep.
You beat an up-and-coming Blazers team with a fairly healthy Brandon Roy and a very solid LaMarcus Aldridge.
And
Did they
So
still
beat-
that Blazers
Hmm.
team was not a bad team to beat.
They beat OKC too. They said
Yep,
it was
they beat
OKC?
in the second
Okay.
round.
They beat OKC.
And that was the OKC with the up-and-coming Harden. You could argue that that was the big 3 of Oklahoma City at that point.
Mhm.
I, of course, would have argued to put Harden on the starting lineup and not bring him off the bench, but I can understand it. Then you beat Kobe and Powell
Mhm.
in the Western Conference. Yeah, dude, as much credit as I give Jordan never had to go through 3 gauntlets of a team and beat the best team in the West to make it to the NBA Finals. It came close in the 98 series when he had to beat the Heat and then the Pacers in that 6, then 7-game series, only to beat the Jazz in 6 and 98.
Yep.
But I think that's about as close as it comes because Dirk carried the Mavericks the entire series or that entire playoff run. Without Dirk, the Mavericks don't make it.
And don't forget, that's the same series we saw JJ Barea D up on Braun.
Yep. And Jason Terry coming off the bench to hit the threes he needed to. So.
Yep. Yep.
And you're right, Maurice Jordan couldn't play himself. But
Yep.
I think the competition that the Bulls had to go through, while individually the stars weren't there in the East was an up-and-coming conference. If you could have put the Magic with O'Neal and Penny in the first round, or even I would argue even the second round. Put the
Mhm.
Heat with Mourning and Hardaway and Marley in the
Mhm.
first round, then
Mhm.
beat Magic with Shaquille O'Neal and Penny Hardaway, then beat Reggie Miller and the Pacers in the Eastern Conference Finals,
Yep.
and then beat Karl Malone, John Stockton, John Hornacek
Jeff
in
Hornacek.
the NBA Finals. I
Yep.
think that's as close as you're going to get. but the run that Dirk had in 2011,
that was sick.
I don't think anybody will ever meet that level of competition in the playoffs.
Nah. Dirk was unstoppable.
Dude, yeah. He was on another level.
Anderson Posse, what's up, man? How you doing tonight?
What up, brother, bro? How's it going?
But yeah, right now we got 92-82. Thunder's up by 10. Man, OKC needs this game. They need this game. Before we move on to the NFL, anybody got any more thoughts about the NBA before we move forward?
I still think the Thunder winning in 6. The people in the household are going to hate me for saying that, but I think the Thunder in 6.
I stand by my prediction of the same thing.
Erica just wants the Thunder to win. She don't care if it's 7.
No, I mean, honestly, like I still see them pulling it in 6. I mean, I hope that they pull it out tonight. If they pull it out tonight, I see them going to Indy and just smashing it out. So, I mean, Thunder the fuck up and let's go.
And some Pacers in 7.
So,
comparing a one-off run versus 2-3.
I mean, if we're going to compare Dirk, there's nobody that can compare to Jordan. Like Russell and the Celtics are the only team that you can compare to that. And then maybe you can make the argument Bird and the Celtics and then Magic and the Lakers in the 80. But when you compare it, like the Celtics had who? The Celtics had Bird, McHale, Parrish, and Johnson. The Lakers had Kareem, Worthy, Johnson. When you look at the Bulls and their 2 3-peat, you can't argue with the Bulls 3-peat twice was the better of the 3 because Jordan and Pippen were the 2. You interchanged the pieces around those 2. Jackson was always the head coach. You had a solid rebounder, and you had some tall white guy coming off the bench who coached in the final 3. And I can't remember who the other white guy was
He's right though, because you look at center.
But
if you look at center outside of Bill Cartwright, who you brought in? Will Purdue.
You didn't have anybody on that
Lonely. Bill
Lonely. Yeah.
The last 3 you did. The last 3 you could. The last 3. The Bulls starting lineup was Rodman at the power forward, Pippen at the small forward. They had Luke Longley at the center. They had Jordan at the 2, and they had Ron Harper at the 1 for all 3 of their games in the second half.
Look at it like this.
But that's that 1 through 4.
Yep. But when you look at it, it's a multi-year spectrum. Yes, Jordan will be unbeatable in a 10-year spectrum for finals appearances. But if I'm going to take a one and done in the playoffs that ends with the championship, I'm taking Dirk's 2011.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Look at it like this. It's not taken away from Mike's 3-peats.
No.
And he did what he did.
Yeah.
Dirk's run was the sexier look. You had Kobe. You had Brandon Roy. You had fucking KD, Russell Westbrook. Then you beat LeBron, Chris Bosh, and Dwayne Wade. Mike's runs were cool, but them compared to them is different.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Mo asked this question.
No.
I think so.
No.
I think so.
No. No.
I don't think so either.
No, they have nothing
for
either. They have nothing for Shaq. That's an easy 60 piece.
Yeah. Yeah, they didn't have a big Shaq.
They had Brendan Haywood or some shit like that.
I think Brendan Haywood was who they had classified.
But does Dirk torch Shaq?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
On the other end.
Who's covered? Like, okay, so who's the power forward? Is it going to be
They had Horace Grant? They have
Horace Grant ain't covering out that far.
Yeah, Horace Grant was on that team. They had Nick Anderson.
They got replaced by Horace Grant. Jeff Turner ain't going to cover out him that far.
But look at again, we going to base it on the times too, but look how they play defense back then.
Yeah. All right, I do want to move on. All right, over to the NFL real quick. Mo got on me on Coffee and Sports this morning. I got 2 KC fans with me to back me up on this. Mo got me though. He got me this morning. I go say him a lot.
Are we talking about the top 5, top 10 offensive?
Top 10 NFL offenses, and I bring this up. Ando, you was in the chat. You listened. Yep. If you going from last year's list, number 10 was the Chargers, number 9 was the Vikings, number 8 was the Bengals, number 7 was the Packers, number 6 were the Eagles, number 5 were the Commanders, number 4 was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, number 3 were the Ravens, number 2 were the Bills, and number 1 were the Detroit Lions. That's last year's list. Now we're going into being more of a prediction type deal because the season hasn't started. Yeah. I got a problem with this. number 10 was the Kansas City Chiefs. And my point was this: you had injuries.
Mm-hmm.
Kelsey had a down year. And I'm not saying they'd be world beaters, but I don't think they deserve to be 10. I will put them a healthy team with Rashee Rice coming back, Isaiah Pacheco coming back. You know Patrick Mahomes is going to be good. I think they're at least 9 or 8. Talk to me, Stephen. Talk to me, bro. Talk to me.
Stephen, I'm going to let you start because I think you and I are going to be on about the same wavelength. I'm going to say maybe top 10. I don't think they break the top 5 unless something happens during this offseason.
I think they're 7 or 8.
They break top 5.
I think they're 7 or 8, though. I don't think they're 10. I think they're 7 or 8.
No. And it's because there is so much of a question mark at the offensive line. And the one thing that we have figured out from Patrick Mahomes' 2 Super Bowl losses is if he does not have at least a mediocre line, Patrick Mahomes is not going to be able to give us the numbers, the offensive power that we expect from his ability.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and the reason why Kansas City's now, and I agree with Dave said, the list is stupid, but as far as the ranking, I completely understand it. Now, if they're out of the top 10, I have a problem because it's still Patrick fucking Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
They still have some amazing pieces at running back, wide receiver, and tight end.
Mm-hmm.
But that offensive line is enough of a question mark that I can't. That like me personally, I can't put him in the top 5. And I'm a Chiefs fan.
I just say 7 or 8. I just say so.
Because on that list, 7 or 8, but I can justify 10
because on that list, the Denver Broncos were ranked ahead of them, and I got issues with that too.
No, they should be.
Yeah,
I mean,
because they should be.
I definitely agree with 7. Like, there's no need for them to be 10.
So Denver added Evan Ingram this year from Jacksonville, and he proved that he can play. Who did they lose? Denver didn't lose anybody. I think
they lost Javonte Williams to the Dallas.
Oh no!
I know, right? I know, right? But you asked if they lost anybody.
Wait. Who?
Yeah,
Javonte Williams.
but here's my thing. Bo Nix, and I said this last year. Bo Nix is a legitimate quarterback, and you have put him with a coach that is really good with legitimate quarterbacks.
Yes,
in Sean Payton. There have been pieces in Denver for them to cohese, come together, and actually make an impact and give Kansas City pressure in the AFC West. This has been building for a few years. Denver absolutely should have huge potential and should be ranked higher than Kansas City because there are not near as many question marks on Denver's offense as there are in Kansas City's.
What do you think, Kyle? You think KC is ranked at 10? You think that's the right ranking for them?
No, they could have gave them a little more grace. They could have put them between, I'll say between 7 and 8. That's
what I say. 7.
I mean, again, like you said, they could these. First of all, again, season hasn't started.
No,
they just need something to do. That's all, to get people talking. That's
exactly what that is. They need something to talk about.
Yeah,
it's just to get
the argument that I will make is on paper, yes, the Chiefs have at their wide receiver position alone, Rashee Rice, Hollywood Brown, Juju Smith-Schuster still on their roster. So if that wide receiver core, I think Xavier Worthy is another one. If you can keep those 4 guys healthy.
Hold on.
What's up?
You're forgetting one thing. Everybody in Chiefs Kingdom is trying to pretend that this isn't coming. Rashee Rice is going to get suspended.
I forgot about that.
And unless the NFL wants to completely piss off every organization in the country, they have to give him at least a half-season suspension. 8 games at a minimum. Because if you give this a 2 or a 4 or a 6-game suspension, it's going to be a problem.
It's
the dude who walked
it's going to look bad.
And run accident with felony level damages. Yes, he's taking care of everything. He's cooperating with investigators. He's taking responsibility. But plenty of guys have made mistakes and taken responsibilities and had their entire season go down the drain for less than what happened here.
Yes.
Fair enough. Yeah.
So that we have to take that into account.
I will say this because, again, y'all are Chiefs fans. I respect damn near every team they play. They don't have a scary wide receiver group. I'm sorry.
No, and they still Mahomes is still putting up 4,000 yards a year with the ragtag of receivers. No, what I will say is
we saw Tom Brady do the same thing with Bones too. Not Bones.
Facts.
With
Facts.
We saw Brady do the same thing.
Yeah. Let me go over the rest of the list real quick. Get y'all thoughts. They got the Cincinnati Bengals ranked at 9.
They should be 14.
And they should not be in the top 10.
Fuckers,
hold on, because I think the Bengals are a playoff team if that defense is even 20% better than they were last year.
We got out there and played better than them.
Yeah. You had Joe Burrow put up 40+ touchdowns, less than 10 interceptions, throw for over 4,500 yards, and your team doesn't make the playoffs. That just speaks to how bad that defense was.
Terrible.
Their offense was on point.
Defense.
The Bengals, I would honestly put the Bengals in the top 5. If it's a list that I made personally, I would say Bengals are in the top 5.
Then they got the Green Bay Packers at 8.
I'm okay with that.
Here's the travesty to me, even more than KC. They got the Philadelphia Eagles at 7. Come on now. Really?
Are you saying that as a bad thing or just
Come on now. The Eagles at 7? Come on now.
Oh, man.
Come on now.
Well, you didn't answer my question. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Should they be higher?
They should be higher.
Okay.
You don't agree?
They might be basing that on some of the losses.
That could be based on some of the losses they had. You got the Denver Broncos at number 6. You got the Detroit. I know. You got the Detroit Lions.
With the Lions is how is that offense going to run without Ben Johnson this year?
Right.
That's the only question that I got.
Right. You got a
Which
Commander.
means you could argue to say that the Bears should be in the top 10, depending on how Ben Johnson runs that offense.
Then you got the Commanders at 4.
I'm okay with that.
You got the Ravens at 3.
They added DeAndre Hopkins. I'm okay with that.
You got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 2.
Depending on how Chris Godwin and Mike Evans comes off their injuries, I'm okay with that.
And you got the Buffalo Bills at number 1.
I wanted to say one thing. The Bears should be in the top 10.
Mm-hmm.
The Bears realistically.
Who are you taking out though?
They should be
the Bengals.
Be in the top.
The
Bengals shouldn't be in the top 10. That's an easy switch.
Okay.
You could even justify moving Kansas City down to 9 and putting the Bears at 10, and the list makes more sense than it does right now. Because I can justify Kansas City at 10, but they should be, like you guys said, 7 to 8 is reasonable. The Bengals should not be in the top 10, and the Bears should be at least on the outside edge.
What about the Jets? Damian says the Jets should be in the top 10.
No, they shouldn't even be in the top 20. They've got to earn it.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I like Justin Fields, but you don't know what he's going to look like.
Because they're not.
I'm going back to basketball. I'm going back to basketball real quick, and then we'll get into 7's MLB stuff. John, I'm coming to you first. KD looks like he's going to be traded. Where do you see KD going and why?
I'm hoping he's coming to the Rockets, and we can get rid of this inconsistent, half zesty Jalen Green.
Don't do that like that.
I don't like that part of it. I don't.
Zesty.
As a Suns fan, fuck that. But
Kyle, what do you think, Kyle? You're covering your face.
I'm just saying.
Hey, who's more zesty, Green or Towns? Who's more zesty?
Cat.
Towns. Yeah, kitty cat.
Cat got it beat.
Yeah, cat got it beat.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean it's been looking like the Timberwolves are still like kind of in the front of this.
Yeah.
That I still don't know how to work or how they'll win, but would they be a playoff team? Yeah, but I don't know, man. They still don't seem like they could take out the Thunder or anything to me with KD. So,
Cal, where do you think KD goes?
I don't know. I'm at the point now. I kind of think he's gonna stay on the West. I was one like maybe he might go to the East. I think he's staying on the West. Now they were flirting with he might go to the Spurs. No, he's not. He's not going to the Spurs. He's not going to the Spurs. I wouldn't be surprised, and this shit far fetched because of Magic Carp. I wouldn't be surprised if he went back to the Warriors. But
I was just thinking that.
You said Magic Carp.
I don't see him like Johnson. Minnesota doesn't make sense. to me. Minnesota just doesn't make sense.
I just don't see it, man.
Who Minnesota gonna give up?
It don't make sense. I don't see him going to a team.
Who they got to give up to get KD? They're not giving up Ant, man.
They ain't giving up Ant.
Nope.
What you gonna
give up? Julius Randle?
What's gonna give up Julius Randle? Man,
KD?
look, I know 7 will jump off a bridge if they trade KD for Julius Randle. We wouldn't have 7 on this show no more. He'll jump off a bridge if Julius Randle became a Sun.
Oh no, man! They do some dumb shit like that. I'm a Thunder fan. I don't know who the fuck the Suns even are. Like the Suns are a basketball team. Like who's that? Oh no! Here's the thing. I've straight out said a couple of times already on the show. I'll say it again, and I'm hand to God admitting it. If they mess this KD trade up and don't actually start to fix this team, I'm jumping ship to Oklahoma City. I don't even care. And now it's not because finals, it's because I live in Wichita, Kansas. I'm like 2 hours north. It's closest damn team. And also because they win. But no, the Suns can't fuck this up or I'm done.
I feel you, man. I feel you. You're gonna be thundering up with Erica if it happened.
Listen,
it sounds like an STD, but I'm down.
Whoa. Anyways,
Whoa.
Anyways, Jesus. Listen, I don't care where KD goes. Just don't come to fucking OKC. We don't want your cupcake. Bye.
No,
I don't
he's
think
not
he
going.
will. I don't think he'll go back.
He ain't going here. Nah, he ain't going back.
I don't.
I've read a lot about a lot of Oklahoma Thunder fans are like, oh, what if he comes back? Nah, no, stay, go somewhere else. We don't want you. We're building something.
The only way that Oklahoma City is involved in the trade that involves KD is if it's a 3-team trade and KD's going to somebody else. They're getting something out of it, and they're sending some picks to Phoenix because that's one of the big things that Phoenix needs is draft picks. So that's the only scenario where KD is involved in a trade in Oklahoma. KD and Oklahoma City are involved in the same trade.
Agreed.
I feel like my Rockets have the best personnel to give up.
So
they do,
and not hurt us.
Realistically, all right. Rockets, Warriors. Don't be surprised if he end up on the fucking Knicks. Don't be on the Knicks.
That's another one. I will turn Matt Ishbia's name into a swear word if he goes to the Knicks because I know that means we're getting back.
Y'all getting back Cat. Y'all getting Cat.
Zesty Cat and
Zesty
there's
Cat.
enough zesty cats in Phoenix. Let's get somebody up. I'm good.
They need to be getting from Luchu.
Zesty Cats.
Zesty Cats.
KD's next endorsement is going to be from Rogaine. Or Bosley's Hair Center for Men. That is also an option.
KD will be the guy that's endorsing OnlyFans.
Real quick. I need to get everybody's thoughts on the Desmond Bane deal to Orlando. John, what you think?
That's nuts.
That's crazy work.
That was nuts.
He gave all that up for a no-neck, muscle-bound player. Like his arms too goddamn short to dribble the ball. Like
as a neck challenged individual, sir.
Man, his biceps are they too big for the rest of his goddamn body. Like, bro, not to take anything away from his game. The brother can play. Man. He's not as consistent as I would like, but you gave up all of that for Desmond Bane.
Yep.
The only thing you got to ask yourself:
are they blowing up the whole team?
Like, what they doing?
If they think, go ahead, Will.
I don't know what they're doing. The only reason why I think you make this trade, because you're getting rid of Ja at some point. You're looking to get rid of
Ja. That's what I say. You blowing up the team.
Blowing up the team. You're looking to get rid of Ja. I think it's more of a money thing with Orlando because KCP got all that money, and he had one of his worst seasons, numbers wise, he's ever had. But you do pick up Cole Anthony in this deal, so that's why I think it's happening. But on the Memphis side, you might be looking to blow this whole thing up.
Yep.
As long as you keep getting Jaren Jackson.
Worked since they drafted Ja. So
you're gonna have to pay Jaren Jackson at some point.
They're gonna send Ja to Washington.
And then Washington's gonna change their names back to the Bullet.
Yep, right back to the Bullet. The Washington Bullet.
Y'all get that shit? The Bullet.
Job your man's Bullets, baby.
Right back to the Bullet.
He go right to the Bullets, boy.
Oh
my God, he going to the Bullets, man.
That's crazy work.
He going
Well, Donald Trump here. Donald Trump here. If Ja Morant does make it to the Washington Wizards, I wholeheartedly will change the team back to the Bullets. We fit
Cut
Wisconsin
it,
for the
man.
workout.
Fucking cut it.
I'm speaking. Okay.
It's gonna be Ja. They gonna look at. They gonna get cool. They gonna get Kuzma back from China.
The last thing they need in Washington is another guy that likes to carry a fucking gun.
Thank you, Gilbert Arenas. Thank you. Hey,
But that's why it's perfect. He can
Hey,
wear number
You gonna wear the number 0?
what the number 0?
The number 0 is the number of times that he has been
That's
arrested.
gonna be crazy work.
Hey, listen, man. Look, it's gonna be Ja. It's gonna be Jordan Poole. They're gonna get old boy back, Kyle Kuzma from the
Oh
from
no,
over in
John
from
gonna
Japan.
shoot Jordan Poole, boy. He gonna
telling you, man.
shoot that motherfucker, man.
So does this mean that every time Ja
I'm
gets
telling you,
arrested,
shoot this goddamn guy.
so does this mean that every time Ja Morant gets arrested or gets suspended, he has to change his jersey number to match how many times he's been arrested and suspended?
Maybe.
So
Maybe
NBA.com, NBAshop.com won't be able to keep the jerseys in stock because they don't know what
Him
number
and
they're
Jordan
going to need.
Poole on the same team, man. That's wow.
That's gonna be crazy, man. That's gonna be crazy.
Next, we're going to get James Harden from LA, and then they're just going to be called the Bullets and Strip Club Show.
Wait, the funniest shit if that really happened. You know how ESPN does the breaking news. Ja Morant, his teammate in the ass. after devastating loss.
Man, that would be comical here.
Oh man, that would be hilarious. That would be hilarious. But that's the only reason why I see you do that trade, because you know you want to get rid of Ja. You want to do over. You want to do over.
He blowing up the squad, bro.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
No pun. No, yeah. Yeah.
He was throwing grenades too. I forgot.
Yeah.
He was flinging
Dude,
grenades.
his whole NBA celebration is a GTA emote wheel. Like, that is what Ja Morant is known for.
He's crazy.
He is crazy.
Ja, we can't have you doing gun salutes. Okay, so none of this. How about this? No, John, that's still a gun emote. No, that's grenades. That's even worse. No, still involves guns. Then
Real quick, guys. Oklahoma OKC is up right now, 111-97. Got about five minutes left to go in the fourth. Yeah.
Well, it doesn't help that Jalen Williams has 37. Shea has 27. Pascal has 26. So
OKC's popping off, and so is Pascal Siakam. But it's just Pascal Siakam because
I mean, listen, I've been waiting to see Ja on there, to be honest. I watch Cops a lot, so I've just kind of been waiting.
Would it be funny if they did like a
hold on. I do want to say I would love to see some seasoned 15-year overweight cop trying to chase Ja Morant down the street. That would be the funniest fucking episode of Cops I've ever seen.
Hey, man, he hopping fences like you ain't never seen before, boy.
So it would start like this then. Officer Anderson with the Memphis PD. We have somebody pulled over here. Last name Morant, first name Ja, and he just took off. Shit. Yeah, we had him pulled over for a warrant for gun arrest. Apparently, he has the entire GTA locker room and his
goddamn lemur just going over the fences.
Heck yeah.
Can't catch that motherfucker, boy.
First pool gets drepped by Draymond, not capped by Ja. When keeping it real goes wrong.
What happened when your first name is Jordan Poole?
Oh man.
Oh, Jesus
man. Oh my goodness. Let me see here.
I don't know. Jordan Poole and Ja might end up in the club together.
They might.
I would say John James could be in the club, but James is too busy getting his beard coated with women's vagina juice. That Ja just being like bang, 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 bang. Yeah, no.
He got that lion planted right on his chest.
Yep. James, come on, we got to go to practice. Nah, man, I'm good. I'm good right here. Huh?
Hey. Oh my goodness. We got some more baseball stuff to get to, but before we do, real quick, I just want to get some final thoughts from John and Kyle. Oh, hold on.
GTA making a drop. Yep. This is why GTA 6 is getting delayed now. I can officially say this on the Geek Outlet podcast. Well,
I was about to say the same thing, Ando.
Yep. GTA 6 keeps getting delayed because John Moran is putting in new material as we speak.
Watch. He gonna be a skin of Fortnite next. Watch.
Yep.
Watch. He gonna be a skin of Fortnite next. Watch.
Hey, this Jaw Gun guy, is he a GTA character? I think he's supposed to be a basketball guy. Oh no, he's that guy who keeps getting suspended for being a dumbass on the court. Yep, that's the guy.
Yep.
Yeah, he lived on Grove Street. Just ask him; he'll tell you.
Grove Street, home. At least it was until I done fucked everything up.
All right.
Penny is the Grizzlies head coach that got fired.
All right, real quick before we get to the rest of our baseball news, John, Kyle, any final thoughts you want to get out there?
Well, we've gone another couple of weeks without hearing anything about LeBron Raymond James.
Yes.
Yes, fantastic. I can't believe it.
Yes, Lord. I just want to say real quick too.
What are you gonna do with all your time when LeBron retires? You don't have to hate him anymore. Like, do you have another hobby lined up?
He's still gonna hate him.
Find somebody else.
I'm still hating, so it doesn't matter.
He's gonna find somebody else.
Hating LeBron is a full-time job, bro.
And loving him is a full-time job too, because Nick Wright came out with another thing about him and Kobe and 3-point shooting.
His name is Professor Snape.
Yeah, Professor Snape. Yes.
Oh yeah, the cut. Like, come on, man. I can't cut it, brother.
Can't stand it right, man. Come on, man.
He look like a king cobra.
He look like fucking Severus Snape.
He looks like an American Severus Snape, and it gets worse every time I see a new episode.
And this shows you the magic of Hair Club for Men, because I remember not too long ago he was damn well near bald headed. Not too long ago.
You know what you're saying?
Now he got hair.
Kevin Durant needs to take a page out of Nick Wright's class.
He could have.
He could.
No, he can't.
No. When he hangs
them
it up,
P's too far gone. They've been there too long.
When he hangs it up, I don't have to worry about hearing shit about him playing basketball. I don't have to hear nothing.
Oh,
but I might direct some of the venom towards his bum ass son.
His son won't be in the league once LeBron's gone.
Wait, hold on,
Bronny's done.
That's okay. But really quick, Jalen Williams has now dropped. He's officially dropped 40 in the game.
Damn.
Yeah.
This is a J-Dub game, y'all.
Yeah, 14 of 23 from the field, 3 of 4 from beyond the arc.
118 to 104 is
well, it doesn't,
right
dude. It doesn't help. Halliburton is 0 for 6 and has 4 points.
They've been in the game the entire time, and he's been playing terrible.
Yeah, well, he has a hamstring injury.
They should have put TJ McConnell back in the goddamn game, because last I saw he had like 14, 15 points in 11, 12 minutes. Bro.
Halliburton should already be sitting. He shouldn't even be on the floor right now.
Nope. They should have left TJ McConnell in the game, because he was cooking.
You're going to need him in 3 days.
With the business.
Sit his ass.
Yep. We're going to need him 3 days in the game at home to tie it up. And we've already seen the other team win on the other floor. So OKC can definitely win that game in Indiana and win the whole thing. So we shall see.
Benedict Mathurin has 18. Obi Toppin has 12. McConnell has 18. Oh, sorry. It was McConnell that has 18. I'm sorry. Benedict Meredith has 7. Yeah. Leading scorers. They have 5 guys with double digits. But when you have one person scoring 40, one person scoring 29, and your superstar who's supposed to put up 25 has 6. Yeah. All 4 of his points have come from the line today.
This is why I wasn't worried about the scenario with OKC losing. Because you don't have enough depth. The team crumbles if Halliburton can't drop dimes.
Those were Paul George like numbers just to
What's worse is Turner's been on the floor.
Not Pacer Paul George, though.
Oh, no.
Not Pacer Paul George.
Not Pacer Paul George.
Current Paul George.
Okay.
Current Paul George. Yeah, Clipper Paul George.
Wait, are we talking current basketball player Paul George or current podcaster Paul George?
We're talking about the podcast.
Okay. Podcast. Want to make sure I got my guy right, Con.
Yeah, there you go. Podcast.
We talking about podcast.
Hold on. Can we just say it's ironic that Paul George is the greatest Thunder/Pacer in history, because that man set up this finals with his trades between 2018 and dude, look at the history.
No.
Paul George has his fingerprints on this game.
No.
Because there are trades. There are trades from this game when Indiana traded for Paul George to go to the Thunder. There are players from that draft that are on this team. And then when Oklahoma City traded Paul George to the Clippers, there are people from that draft class that are playing. In the finals
I ain't giving Paul George credit for nothing. I ain't giving him credit for nothing.
You got to give credit to Paul George.
I ain't giving him credit for nothing.
Look, it's the only time Paul George is going to make it to the NBA Finals. Okay?
Nothing. I ain't give that man credit for nothing. That man is stealing money from the Philadelphia 76ers.
Michael Jordan never did anything like that. Michael Jordan's trades never sent two teams to the NBA Finals.
But look at what Podcast P is doing right now. He's stealing money from the 76ers.
Yes.
Stealing it.
So is Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, and we don't criticize them.
And they wrong too.
Okay, remember that conversation we had earlier about when you're shit at your job?
Yeah.
Okay?
There you go. That's Paul George.
If you can get paid that much money to be a short guy fucking, you're going to take that money to be a short guy fucking. That's all I'm going to say.
Hey, man.
That's all I'm going to say.
Love, too.
Short dudes need love too. Thank you, John. I knew you had my back.
I said midget.
Keep looking out, bro.
He said midgets. He said midgets, though.
Short guy fucking. God damn.
Hashtag that. Somebody hashtag that. Somebody clip that for your boy. Somebody clip that for you. Hashtag it.
I can stand up on the bed.
Hashtag it and clip it. We got about a minute and 50 seconds left. Thunder up 120-107 over the Pacers. Thunder up.
Can we, before we go to baseball, I know we got bills and shit we got to pay, but before we get to baseball, can we talk about Arkansas and Murray State today?
Oh, the College World Series game.
I forgot.
Yeah, College World Series game. Yeah.
I forgot about that.
I forgot the kid's name. I know his last name is Gage Gage Wood. I think was his name. Gage Wood. Yep. Yes. Gage Wood threw all 9 innings in Arkansas's 3-0 win over Murray State today, and threw a no-hitter. It is only the 3rd time in College World Series men's baseball history that a pitcher threw a no-hitter. First time since 1960 that it was done.
That's amazing. That's right. And then I'll add my little baseball connotation to it. Seven brings up on this show all the time the Savannah Bananas. I found their TikTok page. Oh my goodness. Y'all need to go subscribe to that page quick, fast, and in a hurry. Because
they sold out the Panther Stadium last weekend. I think
they showed out. Yeah. They've sold out Clemson's football stadium 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, no, last year they played him they actually played him at the baseball stadium because they played Clemson's baseball team last year.
Mm.
This year they sold out Clemson's football stadium twice. They sold out Virginia
the Panther Stadium twice.
Twice. They sold out Virginia Tech's football stadium twice.
Yep.
Those guys are balling the fuck out. They have a 4-team league right now. They're going to 6 teams next year. Their goal is to have a league of banana ball type baseball across the country. They are building.
Oh my God, Damian.
And I do just want to add about the Savannah Bananas. I don't know if anybody knows, but Jocelyn Allo, that played for the Oklahoma Sooners, she signed a 1-year contract with the Savannah Bananas.
No, it was a 1-month deal. That was a 1-month deal.
Was it a 1 month? I thought it was a 1 year.
It was a 1-month deal. It's not to say she won't come back next year. She won't come back, especially with how they're expanding.
For sure.
The guy that runs the Savannah Bananas, the entire league, he is a marketing genius, and he understands that the stakes are different in banana ball versus what they're doing, what the majors are doing, or what the AUSL is doing. So if she can fit into what they do as banana ball, and that's the key thing, because this isn't softball, this isn't baseball, it's banana ball.
Mm-hmm.
If she can fit in, that could be a huge marketing tool, because then she gets to be the first female professional baseball player that's on a full-time contract.
Yep.
All right.
I'll be all right with that.
Oh, snap.
Hey, there are a lot of cousin sisters out there that have something to say about the fact that Arkansas has other talents.
Wait. Arkansas, Tony. Arkansas.
No, that's so fucking stupid. It's Arkansas. It's fine. It's Arkansas.
No, it's
Arkansas, that's dumb shit.
It is. It's
No.
Arkansas.
Okay, so you guys live in Arkansas. So you guys live in Casa? Is that where you guys live now? Wichita, Casa?
No, it's Kansas
Okay,
and
so
Arkansas.
listen.
Words can have different things.
The only way you can make it a different name, Ando, is you have to call it Arkansas. Okay, it's not Arkansas. It's Arkansas or Arkansas. Okay.
Y'all making my brain hurt.
This is one of the
Y'all
dumbest
got me
arguments
trying to figure out what the fuck it really is again. Like,
this is one of the dumbest fucking arguments. In Kansas,
With that, Kyle and John have completely lost it.
This the most
It's
country shit I
my
ever
goddamn
heard.
head hurts, man.
The Thunder held on to a lead? What?
Thunder won it. Let's go.
Still got to win 4.
This the most country shit I ever heard.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, Chompin. That is 100%.
Oh my
correct.
God.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to swing at these balls. No, White Sox. It's off the show.
Whoa, what?
What the hell?
It's time to go, man.
Fucking Jerry Reinsdorf would look at that and be like, "What's a banana and where's Savannah? I don't know what that is. What is this Savannah banana?"
Anybody else hear that?
Jai.
Is the Savannah banana a banana hammock that just comes from Savannah? Is that what that's called?
John, this show is going off the damn rails even more than usual. All right.
That's Jerry Reinsdorf for you, Will. Savannah banana. Jerry Reinsdorf thinks the Savannah banana is a chair that you sit in that gives you a prostate exam. That's what he thinks the Savannah banana is.
All right. We got the Thunder. We got the Thunder beat the Pacers 120-109 to take a 3-2 lead. They can win this whole
Ando,
thing.
go to your room.
I'm in my room, dude.
He is in his room. He already there. You got to send his ass to the closet.
Nah, he's been in there for a long time.
Fuck you.
Hey,
sorry. Come on, that was fucking easy. That was a layup.
Bro,
Even
that's a
Angel Reese
T-ball
couldn't
setup.
miss.
That's
way too
T-ball, all
sober
right?
for this.
The Chicago White Sox could have hit a home run off of that, man.
Yeah, that
oh
one.
man, Jai, you got any final thoughts before we let you out of here tonight?
Hell no, man. My brain hurt. I got this shit to say, man.
John,
I got shit to say, man.
Full disclaimer, John. When you have my back, your head tends to hurt a lot. I'm sorry.
It's all good, bro. Just stay out the closet.
Just remember, we're gonna name Erica's first kid Jamaica. That's what we're doing. Jamaica. Erica and Will's first kid together is going to be named Jamaica Morgan. That's what it's going to be. Jamaica Morgan. Jamaica Morgan. And it's going to be a future ESPN analyst is what it's going to be. Thank you for coming to Sports Channel.
All right,
Jamaica Morgan.
Ando, go to the living room.
Oh my goodness, John! I want to say thank you for being with us tonight. We do appreciate you.
No doubt, man.
We're gonna pay some bills. We're gonna pay some bills real quick. Talk some baseball. Get on out of here. Arkansas.
All right, y'all.
This has been the most country. It's all good. I'm gonna catch y'all later, though. All right, y'all.
Later, guys.
Later, man. All right. Let's go on ahead and pay some bills. We'll finish up the show with some top MLB news. Hang out with us here on Water Wild Sports. We'll be right back.
Football season is here, and SeatGeek is my go-to for buying tickets. Now with SeatGeek, every single ticket is backed with their buyer guarantee. We've all had plans change, and when you can't make it to the big game, SeatGeek has you covered. They're the only ticketer that allows you to return your tickets ahead of the event for credit with SeatGeek swaps. So when things come up, I know that my tickets won't go to waste. So what are you waiting for? Download the SeatGeek app to maximize your possibilities and shop live events with confidence.
National Streaming Sports is brought to you in part by BetUs.com, designed for true fans. NFL odds, Week 1 and futures, college football odds, including Heisman Trophy favorites and playoff odds, NBA odds of division winners and playoffs, Major League Baseball playoff and World Series odds, the National Hockey League Conference playoffs and Stanley Cup odds, and boxing wagers. Betting opportunities include versus the spreads and outright winners, also during the game. Use our link on our website, nessp.info, the Bet Us Opportunities webpage for a 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits. Must be 21 years old, and remember, bet responsibly.
All right, you guys. Before we let Seven go, I'm sorry. I gotta put this up. I just have to put this up.
Like, it does kind of sound like some shit you would like on Urban Dictionary. Like you literally see me like, oh, I pulled a Savannah banana on him in a meme, and you're like, all right, go into Urban Dictionary. All right, what the fuck are the kids saying this is? And you trying to figure this shit out. Like, that's kind of what it sounds like. Really.
Oh my gosh.
He's not wrong.
He ain't wrong. All right, let's go ahead and head over to Seven for some news in the MLB. Seven, go ahead, my friend.
So the craziest thing, like with the Rafi Devers trade, it is almost completely flying. It is almost flying under the radar. The fact that Shohei Ohtani pitched in a game for the Dodgers tonight.
Yeah.
He pitched 1 inning. He was 28
Erica,
pitches,
you got to smile. That's your boy. He's pitching again.
That's your guy.
He had.
That's not her guy, friend.
Bloop single to Fernando Tatis, a wild pitch, a line drive single that was hit by Luis Arias, a sac fly to Manny Machado, and then ground outs to Gavin Sheets and get Xander Bogaerts. 28 pitches, including one 102-mile-per-hour pitch and another 99.9. Shohei will because the thing to remember with this, and I'll let Erica kind of open up on this in a minute, how the Dodger fans are seeing this, but you have to remember you can't send Shohei to rehab to go through rehab starts in Double and AAA. You kind of just have to let him get time in at the major league level, because you use him as a DH the other days that he's not pitching. So it's kind of one of those things. But Erica, how's the Dodger fandom see the return of the mound by Shohei Ohtani?
I mean, it's about time we get to see where we put our money at. I mean, let's be honest. We paid this man a lot of money. We haven't gotten to see him pitch. Well, yeah, but
because all of it's deferred.
We spent all this money on him. We weren't able to see him pitch. Now we are, even though it's just one game. And like you said, we're not able to send him for rehab. So, I mean, you can't have your cake and eat it too here. So we kind of just have to work with what we can. But I'm excited to see what he can bring to the table. I'm excited to see what more we can get done. You know, I hope that he's able to progress forward and do better than what he did tonight. But yeah, I mean, fan base too, it seems like they're kind of on the same page. Like we're just ready to see where we put the money at.
I kind of feel like the right thing to do for him, because you've invested so much. You don't want him to blow out his arm, because this is coming off of a second TJ. And you still want to be able to use him at bat. And if he blows out his arm, you can't use him as a hitter.
Can't use it at bat.
You definitely want his bat in your lineup. Am I kind of right in looking at this like they should be working towards him just being a closer from here on out as a pitcher?
I mean, why wouldn't you just do that? Because exactly like you said, you don't want to take any risk. You don't want anything. He can produce in no matter what situation you put him in. So use him as a closer, because in all reality, that's really what our bullpen needs a lot, but our bullpen needs closers. We need closers.
I'm going to play devil's advocate here.
Okay, go ahead.
You're a Mariners fan, so you're used to that.
Okay. Yep, I knew that was coming. Okay. Home run. Got it. No, but for real, I think it's better that he starts the game, because you don't want to put a guy who hasn't pitched in a situation where he has to keep a game close. I think by having the 28 pitch first inning, it gives the Dodgers time to catch up, right? Because you don't want to put Shohei in a situation where, okay, it's the bottom of the 7th, you're up 2. Now Shohei goes out there, has a really bad inning in this first appearance back. He gives up 3 runs. Now you're catching up with only 2 innings to play.
Okay, so with what you're saying, Ando, sorry, Seven, but with what you're saying, Ando, Seven, is that question more directed to the fact of like once he's fully recovered and like out of that rehab situation?
Okay. Yeah. I'm not. Oh no, tonight, no, absolutely start him. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, because just the way that Ando was answering it was like, no, I want to put him as a, and it's like, wait, hold on, let me make sure that we understand.
Because my understanding was
of like where Seven's coming from as to like, we talking right now, or are we talking like once we're fully healed? Fully healed, 100%. Put him as a closer. I think that's where he needs to go.
Because I'm right. You don't want to put a guy who hasn't pitched in almost 2 years now. You don't want to put him in a situation where you have to save a game. So
no, you don't want that first time to be no.
I wholeheartedly agree to put him in at the beginning of the games, because obviously it's every 5 games a pitcher pitches that they're allowed to pitch is once every 5 games.
So if he's a starter, that's typically what they're going to do is once every 4 to 5 games.
Okay,
just depending on off days and everything like that.
Yeah. But then he's still going to throw. While he's not playing or while he's not pitching, like during practice, I'm sure they're going to still throw 15 pitches and see how it feels. A situation like that, I'm totally okay with that, especially if the plan is to have him as a closer. I think you guys agree that it's beneficial for him to kind of warm up at the beginning of the game until he gets kind of his feet wet again.
For sure. Yeah, that's fine. That part I don't have a problem with.
Yep.
Even without him.
But then again, let's be honest here. We're talking about the Dodgers and who runs the Dodgers. So
hold
Dave
on.
Roberts,
because the Dodgers just put a home run up. They are now up 3-2 on the Padres in the bottom of the 4th. So the 2 runs that Shohei gave up, they already covered. So,
but even without him, you're still up 2 in the West. You've won your last 3?
Yeah,
so
but
no, we won the last 2.
Now.
That's true.
But they can't be comfortable because now that Rafi Devers is going to be spending half his games hitting him at Covey Cove.
True.
The Dodgers have to fucking tighten up.
Because the Giants are right behind you. They're only 2 back.
They are. And until this series, the Giants were fucking nipping on their heels, and they won the first game of that series. And I believe after that first game, it was tied, wasn't it? You guys were tied for the division.
I think it was.
Yes.
And then you guys won the next 2, so that's why you're 2 games up. Right. So, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, the Dodgers have to put pressure. The Dodgers are now under pressure to the end of the season.
Yeah.
Because the Diamondbacks aren't the risk that I thought they were going to be, but the Padres are still not a joke.
Seven, real quick. I want to ask you this. Just how good are Chicago Cubs?
Oh, they're real. It's one of the things we're going to talk about on Wednesday. You know who your teams are at this point. And now it's possible that the Cubs backslide. Absolutely. But when you look at the Cubs and where they're at in the National League Central, 44
and 28. Mm-hmm.
That's not a small. They're the second in the National League, I believe. Or third overall in the league. 3rd best team in baseball because it goes the Tigers, the Mets, and then the Cubs for records. Cubs right now are a better team than the Dodgers. Do I think the season finishes like that? No. I think that the Dodgers and the Mets will be fighting for first at the end. But I do believe the Cubs are legitimate, and I think it's. I don't know how deep it goes. I don't know if they have staying power in the playoffs. But as far as how the season is going, the Cubs are a playoff team. And I think it's real. Eric, have you seen anything different?
No, I definitely agree. I mean, listen, when I was up in Wichita with you and I watched the Cubs fucking annihilate the Dodgers, I knew there was a problem right then and there. Right then and there, I knew there was a problem.
They are playing some good baseball right now. They won their last 2 games. They're 5-5 in their last 10, 23-12 at home, 21-16 away.
And a 105-run differential too. So.
That's yeah.
I think that's the league best. That's the league best.
That team is for real.
They're 3 ahead of the Yankees because the Yankees are at 102.
That team is for real.
They are scoring.
From a pitching perspective,
they are scoring runs, and they're pitching. Like I have to say that the Cubs pitching it has been criminally underrated as a team this year. Because, like, for example, when you look at, we'll say the top 5 teams in the National League, the runs that they've given up, 280. That's third. So they're staying modest there. But
Dodgers have given up
the runs that they've
328.
Right. The Dodgers have scored the Dodgers have given up 328. So the Dodgers have given up more runs, despite having
not including what's going on tonight. Not including what's going on tonight.
Right.
The Giants are at 264, but the Giants pitching has been their shining thing. The reason the Giants made this trade for Rafi Devers is they needed that spark in their lineup because they're not scoring enough runs.
Yeah.
And so this is where we're going to see the Giants. This is why there is a lot of belief that this is a good move for the Giants. Because, but you know, if Rafi Devers, if the change of scene helps Rafi Devers and he exceeds where he's been up to this point in his career as a 280 hitter, the Giants can take the division from the Dodgers. Just with that, that is enough of an offensive swing. If he hits 300 for the rest of the season, the Dodgers aren't winning that division. That's how much of an impact he will have, because the Giants are literally this close. You have that little bit of an offensive spark for the Giants, because Elliot Ramos, sorry. That's hot. He's a great player. With the Giants, where's it at? I was looking at, there we go. Willy Adames. He's hitting 268. Flores is hitting 254. But these are top guys that are all hitting north of 250. Mm-hmm. You add in a 280 to 300 hitter in Rafi Devers, that's enough. Because if you're only giving up 1-2 runs a game,
right?
Maybe 3 or 4, you only need to score 5. That lineup can get you 5 runs a game.
Let me ask you about one more team. I want to ask you about the Detroit Lions. Are they for real?
Detroit Tigers?
The Tigers.
Detroit Lions.
Easy to say because it's
My
Lions,
fault.
Tigers.
I was getting ready to
Bears.
say, come on.
It don't matter. Bears, it don't matter. It don't matter.
But no,
Lions, Tigers,
Detroit.
It don't matter.
Detroit actually recently took a huge blow. I know I mentioned it a little bit last week on podcast named Deferred. But the Detroit Tigers recently found out that their young, hot pitcher, Jackson Jobe, is going to have and needs to have and has had it now, season-ending Tommy John surgery. Jackson Jobe will not be back before the All-Star break next year. Realistically, I don't know that he's back before the end of next season.
Oh, I say
It's possible if they make a playoff run, he's back. Yeah, it's possible if they make a playoff run, he's back by the end of next year. But I if he doesn't make it back, I won't be surprised. He was doing really well for Detroit. Now, to their credit, Tarek Skubal has a 1.99 ERA. Casey Mize has a 2.9 ERA. Jack Flaherty is just above 4. Kadar Montero, 4.2. Reese Olson is a 2.96. Their entire starting rotation is tight. They have a chance to I think they still win the division. I do think they still win the AL Central, but I don't know that they're going to finish as the best team in the American League. I think that the Yankees will have the ability to press them for that before the end of the season.
Unless Minnesota or Cleveland turns it around, I agree. Because
Minnesota would have to.
The problem with the AL Central, I mean, all the teams are not playing great right now. The Tigers are the best team in the last 10 games. They're 5-5. Everybody else is either 4-7. The White Sox are playing the second best baseball right now. In the AL Central. I'm not saying
the Royals, and they're on a 5-game losing streak.
Yeah, the Royals are on a 6-game losing streak, 2-8 in their last 10. Cleveland Guardians are 2-8 in their last 10. They've lost their last 3. And even the Twins are 2-8 in their last 10, lost their last 4. Yep. So the Tigers, I don't think the Tigers will have anything to worry about in the AL Central, barring a complete catastrophe. But yeah, I mean, losing pitching like that, you got to hope that people pick up.
Yeah.
Well, and here's the thing. For me, the struggles of the AL Central are positive because as a Red Sox fan, really right now, when we look at the standings, the Red Sox going into tonight, the Red Sox are only half a game out of a wild card slot.
Mm-hmm.
And the team that has the third wild card slot right now is that has that is, well, you've got, no, Toronto's actually about 2 games ahead of Boston. Tampa Bay is
Tampa 38 and 33.
So
the Mariners,
Boston, who is currently up 2-0 at the top of the 8th to the Mariners with a win tonight, have taken that third wild card slot for the American League, which is going to be hugely motivating for everybody, considering everything that's gone on with Rafi Devers. So, and just like it was said in the chat earlier, Boston needs to go 6-3 on this road trip.
Yes.
And here's the thing: it's three game sets against the Mariners, the Angels, and the Giants. Because, well, yeah, it's Mariners this series the Mariners, next series the Giants, then we do the Angels after that before we go home. No, you're right, Chompin. It's a solid. The Detroit has a solid rotation. To the Giants. New York and Sam, why do y'all think there hasn't been a lawsuit over the name? I think they actually just have an agreement over it because they use different logos, it's different sports, different colors. I think
it's kind of like the Panthers with the. I think it's a lot with the Panthers, like with the Florida Panthers and the Carolina Panthers, the Jets between Winnipeg and New York. There's actually 6.
Hey, Damien, fuck off.
Yeah, there are 6 teams in professional sports between hockey, baseball, football, and basketball that share the same name.
I think it's to a point. Design teams are kind of like, hey, are you guys looking at going in this kind of a direction? Because we're going to look at this.
Right.
We're looking to go, and I think there is a little bit of quiet communication. There's NDAs everywhere. Rough drafts are shared so that nobody's stepping on each other's toes. But there's always commitments for certain, like they all have certain fonts, like they've designed their own fonts, their own colors, their own logos, and all of that stuff they have trademarks on. But a name of the Giants as a team, you can't really trademark.
Right.
Because you've got high school teams that are the Giants. You've got college. I think there's a couple of different Giants in college. Really, okay. And Chompin asked a question really quick, and then we'll wrap it up. So ask the Red Sox starters that have lit it up. And the thing of it is, there have been a couple of really what it has been is pitchers that are starting to come into where they should be. Garrett Crochet has gotten comfortable and finally starting to get run support. Brian Bayo has gotten more confident. He looked absolutely stellar against the Yankees yesterday. Walker Buehler is getting tighter and he's getting better. And he stays in games a lot longer when the umpires don't have a vendetta and really want to just throw him out of the game. That fucking albino Goomba. Lucas Giolito is locating really, really well. And Hunter Dobbins, who is the other starter, if you put him against the Yankees, he will give you the best damn pitching you've ever seen. That game on Saturday was immaculate. And normally when a rookie talks shit, and they shouldn't be, they get fucking shelled. He shut down Aaron Judge 3 times. The only other Red Sox pitcher that did that this weekend, Garrett Crochet, who struck him out 3 times. And Garrett Crochet is one of the best pitchers in baseball. So what it is the offense and the pitching are firing at the same time for a change. And that has helped Boston do well. Now, obviously, the distraction of Rafi Devers has caused a problem. just so what some people think. Boston is currently up 2-0 on Seattle, and both of those runs were scored on Logan Gilbert, who is a stellar pitcher in Major League Baseball. By the way, bold prediction that I forgot to say earlier. Ando's not going to like this. Either Logan Gilbert or either Logan Gilbert or Luis Castillo is going to be on the plane going with Boston going to Los Angeles.
I like Gilbert. Gilbert's been around a little longer. But he just came off
in the offseason. The Red Sox and the
Mariners.
The Mariners were $50 million away on a deal that would have sent Castillo to Boston, and part of the return for the Mariners would have been Tristan Casas. Now that Boston has freed up a bunch of money getting rid of Rafi Devers, when you're getting $250 million back by getting rid of this guy, $50 million is a little easier to justify. So is it possible that this gets revisited, maybe a little bit more is concessed by Boston to get rid of Tristan Casas and
when
get
is the trade deadline?
It's a month away.
Okay, so July.
It's July 31st.
So it's like a month and a half. I think the Mariners and the Red Sox stay in communication. I think, provided that the Mariners and the Red Sox at the very least, stay in the wild card conversation, I don't see the trade happening. I think if it goes one way or the other, I honestly, again, because I'm a Mariners fan, I can totally see the Mariners imploding in the next 40 games. There's 40 games between now and July 31st. If the Mariners do not go 25-15, 27-13 in their next 40 games, that could be something where they're like, all right, we'll pull the trigger, see what the prospects have, and we'll go from there. Honestly, I think you said it best. I think the Red Sox got better with addition by subtraction. You get rid of Devers. I think the clubhouse loses a toxic piece. They get better. I think the Red Sox over the next 40, you said it best, go 6-3. If they win 2/3 of their games, so that's 20-10, 20-24, 26-13. If they win at least 25 or 26 of their games, I think it's a good look. I think it's a good look for the Red Sox. So,
all right, guys. Anything else you got, Seven?
I'm
sorry. What's the score again, Seven? So I can tell you to fuck off.
It's 2-0 still. It's 2-0.
Fuck off.
Still.
I'm sorry. 2-0. Fuck off.
I know it's okay. It's okay. I talked a bunch of shit. I have to take it. Okay. Otani's ex-interpreter that's taking the fall from his gambling. I mean, the ex-interpreter that embezzled his money and gambled with it, depending on how you want to look at the conspiracy, reported to federal prison to start serving his sentence. Let's see. And then there was, Dodgers are up 6-2 on the Padres right now, so they definitely recovered from the 2 runs that Ohtani gave up. And then I was just going to talk about the no-hitter at the Men's College World Series. Gage Wood, 19 strikeouts. That really boosted your draft stock, kiddo. Like, seriously, perfect time. Because and here's the thing, and that's not just because of the fact that it's a no-hitter in this stage. It's because pitching is a premium right now in Major League Baseball as a whole. Good pitchers that are dotting and ahead of the competition that they're facing already. You're gonna be a pitcher that they can pull up quick. Like, hey, we're gonna draft you in April or whenever the damn draft is. I think the
draft is April or May. I think it's April or May.
I can't remember. We're going to draft you. And then by the end of the season, you're a starter in AA and you're going deep into games. And then you're going to be at training camp and you're probably going to get called up by September of the next season. Like that's the type of trajectory a guy like that can be on. And especially because he's pitching college ball, he's not super young. He's probably 19, 20 years old.
He threw what, 20 or he threw 119 pitches today as a 20-year-old to be able to go that length.
Well, but one of the questions will be, and this is something that people are going to be shocked by me saying this, but it's the truth. One of the questions the scouts are going to ask on a kid like this that's throwing like that is, has he already had Tommy John surgery?
Mm.
Because if he hasn't, then at some point in the next 5 years, it's coming and you're going to lose him for a season. That could potentially drop his value a little bit if he's already had it. And what's crazy is there's so many parents that are just having their kids get it done in high school. You miss your sophomore season, you get a Tommy John in, and you're going to a private trainer and you're rehabbing and stuff. And by that time, you're pitching your junior year. Yeah. Like that, it's happening more and more just as an elective procedure. I don't condone it. Let's be fucking clear. I don't condone that shit. But it's happening. So if he's like a college pitcher, he's probably 19, 20 years old. If he wasn't one of those kids, you're looking at not being able to make him pro until after his Tommy Johns happens, which hopefully happens in the minors. And he's like 21, 22. And by the time he's 23, still gets full prime.
Right.
But it sucks that's where you have to go as a pitcher now. But also, is his stuff going to translate at the major league level, or is he going to end up being a reliever? Because 90% of the guys that pitch in Major League Baseball today were starters at the college and minor league level. They just became a reliever when they got to
the pro.
When they got to the majors. You don't get called up as having just been a career reliever. You started and then became a reliever out of necessity.
Yeah.
All right.
Chop, you're right on this. You are 100% right on this. And the recovery is half the time that it used to be too. Which is crazy.
Modern medicine is amazing. All right. Yep. I want to say thank you. Hey, we are way over time, guys. I want to say thank you for everybody coming out here. I want to thank everybody on the panel. I want to thank the Player versus Team guys for coming through. As always, I want to thank everybody with Wide Network for joining us tonight. We do appreciate it. Don't forget to check out Podcast Name Deferred. 7, give us all the info about Podcast Name Deferred, my friend.
Podcast Name Deferred, Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern on all Wired to Wire Sports socials. You can also catch the most recent episodes since we started going live on Spotify. Just search Podcast Name Deferred. Part of the Wide to Wire Sports social network. Wide to Wire Sports, we definitely appreciate you.
All right. And we will see you guys again next week right here on the Sports Report Podcast. Everybody have a great week. Have a safe week and take care.
Hey, and Ando, just so you know, is Bauer.
Oh, Trevor Bauer. Got it. All I heard was hour, and it's like, what? And then because you said it, I can piece it together.
Yeah, no, it's Trevor Bauer. That's why it's called Bauer Budgets.